Hi, I'm Jules, a speech pathologist of 17 years and parent coach for young children, so parents of young children with speech and language difficulties. Today I'm talking about 3 things that you can do to help prepare your child coming into the next term at school. So 3 things that you can do, not that your teacher has to do or your child has to do. It's putting the control and power back into your hands to help support your child in the next term or the next school year. So the 3 things are, number 1, pre-teaching. What I mean by this is having a chat to your child's teacher or their soon-to-be teacher for next year. Ask for the curriculum, ask for any worksheets, vocabulary lists, topics, anything that is going to be helpful for you to know coming up for your child's education, what they're going to be focusing on. If you're aware of it, you can start to model, teach, expose your child to these things so that when they see them in the classroom, it's not the first time and they've already got some base knowledge around this. It's going to build up their confidence and it's going to enable them to participate and engage more. The second thing is having sensory breaks. So a lot of teachers aren't aware of this as much. They may need some support and education in this area, especially if your child's at a mainstream school. Sensory breaks or sensory supports can be as straightforward as having an elastic around the base legs of a chair so your child can rest their legs and help regulate. It could be having a fidget toy, having a quiet space to go to regulate, having earphones or ear defenders that they can utilize. And if other kids are saying things, if a teacher says, well, we can't have that because all the other kids will want to use it, great. You can have some other children who need to use those things to use them. It's not the end of the world to have a quiet corner or to have children move there where they need to have a break, or to have those elastics on the chairs, or to have children have blue tack or a fidget in their hands. And, if it becomes a bit of an uproar or an issue, you could simply say to the children, if you need these things, great. If you don't, you can access them at another time, or this is for this student to access. You're allowed to have boundaries in place if you feel that they're necessary and if they are going to be necessary to help the students. You don't have to say yes to every child who's asking for something who may not actually need it, anyway, it's a long decision, but you're looking after your child. So advocate for them, not worry about what other children or other parents will say, okay? First and foremost, you're putting in the needs, and sensory breaks are necessary for your child. Have them discussed with your teacher and come up with a plan. Don't worry about the other children or what other people will say. And the third thing is, have your speech pathologist or occupational therapist, whoever's involved with your child, have them talk with your teacher and come up with some goals or some plans on what they are working on, what they're seeing. And this allows the teacher to also share information with those allied health team members. The reason I say this is because sometimes the parent, you can't wear all the hats. You can't be, taking one thing and saying it to the teacher. Just get them to talk directly or get them to email them directly with a list of suggestions or discussion points so that when they do chat, they're talking about really helpful things and they're up to speed. Bear in mind, the clinicians won't and the teachers won't always talk about the exact same things or ask those questions. Sometimes if you're there, it could be they feel embarrassed, they feel overwhelmed, they feel like they should know the answer. So we can have really candid conversations with the teacher where they say things like they don't know what a sensory break is, and we can upskill and educate them without having the parent there, which it can affect the way the conversation flows. So definitely advocate for your team members to talk to your teachers and have that time and space to have those discussions. It makes a huge difference. So do those 3 things. do some pre-teaching. Talk to your teacher about having sensory breaks and put some things into place, and have your speech pathologist or OT or whoever, psychologist, talk to your teacher and come up with a plan moving forward. So go give those a go and keep asking me questions because I'm happy to answer them.